Hello, my friends. Let's start with Trump's statement about ending the war. He said it will happen very soon or there won't be peace at all.
We are preparing, working to bring this war to an end. And I want to thank everyone here who is working on this. I will let you know what happens whether it will be very soon or not at all.
What do you think about this? Be sure to share your thoughts in the comments. Despite everything, activity on the front lines remains high, and the Ukrainian armed forces are holding the defense to prevent Russian forces from capturing more Ukrainian cities. Let's start with the Pokrovsk direction. Here, Ukrainian forces managed to launch a series of counterattacks, and according to soldiers, these counterattacks are still ongoing periodically. Because of this, Russian forces are unable to encircle Pokrovsk. Their flank has been effectively cut off. Now they are trying to regain positions near Kotline, pushing towards Udachne, and intense fighting continues near Novandriivka. Additionally, Russian troops are attempting a direct breakthrough near the village of Zvirove, while battles are ongoing near Promень, Myrolюбівка, and Tarasivka in the Myrnograd area. There have been no changes in this sector over the past 24 hours, and the fighting continues. In the Kurakhove direction, assaults on Constantinople continue. However, it's clear that the Russian operation here is nearing its end and their activity has slightly decreased. Over the past 24 hours, there have been no changes, but Russian forces are still occasionally managing to break through toward the settlement. Meanwhile, in the area of Velyka Novosilka, activity has increased significantly, and Russian forces have been making substantial advances. A few days ago, I reported that they had captured Novoocheretuvate and Skudne. Yesterday, they took control of all the fields around the settlements and nearly reached Vesele. Now they are advancing closer to Shevchenko and assaulting Burlatske. This all indicates that the situation has spiraled out of control and the defense in this sector has crumbled. Ukrainian soldiers recently warned that if reinforcements were not sent to this direction, problems would arise. And as we can see, no reinforcements arrived, so the problems have indeed started. The fighting continues, and we will see how the situation unfolds. In the Zaporizhzhia direction, Russian forces are storming the village of Charivne and shelling continues around Gulyai-Pilske. Attacks on Pyatikhatke are also ongoing. However, the Ukrainian forces successfully struck a Russian command and control center for drones. The fighting continues, but for now, the front line remains unchanged. In the Kherson direction, Russian forces are shelling Kherson and other settlements on the right bank of the river. However, they are still unable to break through, and for now, all their attacks have stopped. In the Toretsk direction, Russian forces are attempting to regain lost positions in the city and fighting continues near Krymsk. There have been no new reports of Ukrainian counterattacks, but the front line has remained unchanged over the past 24 hours. In the Chasiv Yar direction, Russian forces continue fighting in the central part of the city. Attacks on Novomarkove have also begun, but so far there have been no changes along the front line. Additionally, shelling of Konstantinivka hasn't stopped, keeping the situation in this direction tense. In the Siversk direction, Russian forces are assaulting Grigorivka and Vasyukivka. However, they haven't achieved any new successes and the front line remains unchanged. In the Lyman direction, Russian forces continue to show very high activity. They are storming Novolyubivka, Zelena Dolina, and Kolodezi. Despite this, they haven't made any gains and the front line remains stable. In the Borova direction, Russian forces are only assaulting Boguslavka. No other changes have been observed, and Russian activity remains low. To the south, attacks on Kharkivka continue, but Ukrainian forces are successfully repelling all assaults, keeping the front line stable. In the Kupiansk direction, assaults on Petropavlivka are ongoing, but Russia has made no advances and the situation has largely stabilized. Meanwhile, in the Dvorichna area, Russian forces are attempting to expand their controlled territory. However, after 2 days of attacks, they haven't achieved any success, with the Ukrainian forces repelling all assaults. It appears that Russia is trying to stretch Ukrainian forces by launching periodic attacks near the border. Previously, assaults were recorded near the village of Topoli, and now they are attempting to break through to Stroyevka. Despite these efforts, Ukrainian forces have managed to hold the line, and the front line remains unchanged. In the Kharkiv direction, shelling continues without offensive actions, while fighting in Vovchansk remains ongoing, though the front line remains unchanged. In the Kursk direction, Russian forces claim new successes, but Ukraine has not confirmed this information, so we are waiting for further updates. Overall, battles continue with activity reaching up to 20 assaults per day. Russia is unlikely to clear this area quickly, and Ukrainian forces will try to maintain control as long as negotiations are ongoing to have at least some leverage. However, Trump has stated that Ukraine has no leverage in negotiations. Well, we'll see how events unfold. Meanwhile, Trump has stated that a peace agreement will be reached and Putin will never break it.
Invade again in the event of peace deal?
I don't think so. I think when we have a deal, it's going to be the deal. I don't think if I didn't win the election, I don't think we'd be even talking to Putin right now or anybody else. I think it would just, I don't know if you're looking at the stats, but thousands of people are being killed a week, soldiers mostly, because the towns have been destroyed. But thousands of soldiers. This was a very bad week, by the way. I get the stats. And you're talking about a human life. Number one, I want to see that. And it doesn't involve American soldiers, but it's Russian and Ukrainian soldiers. And I think I'm speaking for both.
Yeah.
Number one, we want to see that stop. And number two, I want to stop paying the kind of money that we're talking about. We're helping, and we're helping NATO, but we're helping a lot, more than anybody else by far. And I want that to stop also.
Mr. President,
Go ahead.
thank you, sir.
Additionally, today it became known that Trump is in no rush to lift sanctions on Russia and has extended them for another year. Trump has extended a series of previously imposed sanctions on Russia due to the war in Ukraine, according to the White House. Specifically, sanctions imposed by Washington in 2022, 2018, and 2014 over Russia's invasion of Ukraine have been extended. As stated in the White House report published in the Federal Register, all these restrictive measures will remain in effect beyond March 6, 2025, when they were set to expire. That's definitely good news overall. We'll see how events continue to unfold. And that's all from me. So please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest news. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.